Hi friends, here through this tutorial we are going to give you a very basics of great interesting programming language Java's conditional statement and operators being used and their implementations. Here are the operators. Basic operators: arithmetic, relational, bitwise, logical, assignment and MISC. We are going to learn about the very basic operators like arithmetic, relational, logical and assignment, which are most often used in our program. Arithmetic operations are few that are used to calculate like calculation basis arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, and relation is going to compare two different type of operands like equal to, whether it is greater than or less than. And logical operators obviously like and or not operations are performed through these operators. Going to assignment operators, these are the 5 basic types of assignment operators what we are going to use in our Java program. Apart from these primary operators, we are having the ternary operators like conditional operator, which is used in a Java program. This operator consists of 3 operands and it is used to evaluate Boolean expressions. You might have heard about the Boolean expressions and all those stuffs, mainly with our programming stuffs we might have heard about it. Initializing, like swapping two values and so on. Now moving to conditional statements, we are having 4 basic conditional statements in our Java program, which executes a program based on some conditions: if statement, if else, nested if and switch statement. First, with if statement, basically we begin with the if statement along with the condition in its braces and the main content followed by. To practically explain you how this program works, we are going to implement you a basic program which could explain you how this if statement and following conditional statements works. For the Java program, we have to include a package which is necessary for the operations what we are going to perform. Basically, we are going to give an input, output, and although deal with all those stuffs, we are using the package input, output package, declaring the name of the class as check. We are going to check a value. So the class name can be declared as check, followed by public static void main arguments, string arguments we are going to use. Then before using any statement, this is mandatory to include the variable what we are going to use in the program. Here we are using an integer variable which is a number num. The value of the variable can be pre-initialized either by the programmer or can be got from the program user, the executor too. Here we are initializing the numbers value as 8, and inside if condition we are giving the condition as whether the number is divisible by 2, that is if it returns a value 0, if it gets a remainder as 0, it has to display the output as even number. It is obvious when a number is divisible by 2, it is eventually an even number. Saving a program is very much required in Java programming. A perfect saving can yield a perfect result. Since we have our class name as check, it is better if we keep the file name too with the same name along with extension Java. The type is all files so that it could include all types of files in any situation. Using the command prompt, we are going to execute the Java program, compile and execute. First, since the file name is saved in desktop, we are going to that location through cd space desktop, followed by compiling command like javac space name of the document what we save, that is check, along with its extension Java. Javac is just the simplification of Java compiler, which is going to compile our program. Yeah, successfully the program is compiled. For execution, the command is java space file name without any extension. Since the number is given as 8, it is obviously an even number, so we get the result as even. Going to if else statement, it is just an extension of if statement where we include the alternative else statement. If the if statement goes wrong, it moves automatically to else statement. This can be easily implemented practically with the extension of program what we wrote already. This is a if statement. If the number is divisible by 2, it returns even. To explain you what is else, if the number is not divisible by 2, it must return the value as the number is odd. The same output statement type of statement is copied, and instead of even, odd is altered. Saving the same file, you can give it a save as so that it makes changes with the program what we saved it already. It is asking for replacement. We are replacing the previous program with the program what we extended with the if else statement. Extension is must. Saving the program. Now the command prompt to compile the program. Now the number is initialized is given as 9 instead of 8, so that we could get the alternative result. Since it is odd, we could get the result as odd number. Compiling the program. Successfully compiled, followed by execution. Since it is odd number, it returns the result as odd. Going to nested if statement. It is simple to explain from its name, like one if statement is enclosed within another if statement. If the condition goes true, it goes inside the loop of if statement, nested if statement. If it goes false, it will directly move to the other end else statement. We are simply extending the same program, like if a number is greater than 0, it is obviously a positive number, and if that positive number divisible by 2, it is even number, else it is a positive odd number. Letting the space is mandatory to explain you in brief with Java programming. Space play a vital role for understanding, but it is not required in all the Java programs. The basic developed coder won't use such tab spaces to use. Simply for your understanding, we make it as the big tab spaces. The number greater than 0 is obviously positive number, and when it is divisible by 2, it is a even number, so even and positive, else it is positive and odd. Going to the other end of the if statement, else statement is given. It doesn't require any conditions to be enclosed with. Simply if else statement within it, or a simply output statement is enough to enclose the else statement. If the number is not greater than 0, that is, it is obviously a negative number, and when that negative number is divisible by 2, it is a negative even number, else it is a negative odd number. Only the new Java programming coders can easily identify what this if else statement, nested if statement is all about. The file is saved. It's time for compiling and execution. Command prompt, compiling the program. Successfully compiled, it seems. No, we are getting an error. The error is like the variable number what we gave at the beginning is number, and the condition what we gave within the if statement is different from the integer what we declared above. So changing the variable name, saving the file, executing again. This mistake is done to make you understand what are the possibility of error that you would make when you execute the program. Since the number is 9, which is a positive number, and it is not divisible by 2, we had the output as positive odd. Now we are giving a negative number as initialized value, compiling it again, executing it again, we are getting the output as negative and odd. That's simple definition to if else statement, nested if statement. Now going to switch statement, it is simply a branching statement which have number of statements included within a same condition. It moves from one statement to another statement if based on the condition. To explain you in detail, a simple program could deliver you all the possibilities. This also deals with all the input output attributes. So we are using a package input output and the class name grade. I hope we are going to calculate the grade of the students. Public static void main with string arguments. In case of any exceptional situation, if you feel like it may arise, like dividing a number with 0, it goes with exception extension. We are not going to that topic presently. For this we are going to use some string as input values. So we are using the data type as variable data type as character, and we are initializing the value of variable what we are going to use as C. Now the main part, switch statement, and the condition enclosed within. With the, it is not exactly the condition, it is a variable what we are going to use in our program. It is enough to declare a variable alone within the switch statement so as to switch on to the statements within, enclosed within. Now the cases are as follows. Case A and its output. If the given input is A, it returns this result. Excellent. A spell can be right if possible. Fine. Then it is mandatory to close each and every statement with a key called break, so that it switches from one statement to another if that returns a value as false. If that value doesn't match, like if you don't get the correct value of what you entered as a variable, it has to switch to the another statement to get some possible result, right? So it seems A grade, B grade, C grade, D grade and E grade. The toughest grade ever, A grade. Excellent. Followed by all other grades, B, C, D and E. Making few changes with the program so that you can understand it easily. Oh, bad. Pathetic. Sorry. It's very bad. Obviously, it's very bad. Moving on to the default statement. This default statement is not mandatory in all switch statement, but it will be unambiguous. Like a user who is going to use the program will find it comfortable what error he did. Like if we give some values, any variables apart from the variable what we included in our program, it will give some output so that the user can understand something apart from what they are expecting is entered. If a grades apart from like A, B, C, D, E, When some other grades are given, it will return the output as invalid grade. After that switch statement enclosure, all other statements are not required in explaining about switch statement, but for users understanding it is being typed. It will display what our grade is, enclosing all the enclosures. Changing the name of the class is essential in this program because we declare the variable name as grade, so that this can be changed as result and be saved, making changes with last code. Command prompt. Sorry for the capture video window, we couldn't delete it. Going to the desktop, the location of the file, it's about the compilation of the program, java c file name.java. It is successfully compiled. Going to obtain the result for what we entered, that's result C grade, your grade is C, and the command is good. Thank you for watching our tutorial. Thank you for spending your time. We will give you a lot. Thank you.